I used to walk home from work. Not because I loved the night air or the stars or any of that poetic crap. I walked home because my car broke down and I couldn't afford the repairs. I worked at a diner just outside a small town in Ohio, and my apartment was about 2 miles down a mostly wooded road. No sidewalks, just cracked pavement, flickering streetlights, and the occasional pair of headlights that barely slowed down as they passed. That night started like any other. I clocked out around 11:30 p.m., tossed my apron in the bin, and nodded goodbye to my manager, who was too busy yelling at the fryer to notice. The cold hit me as soon as I stepped outside. October cold. The kind that makes your bones ache, even if it's not technically freezing. I popped in my earbuds and started walking. About 10 minutes in, I realized something was off. It wasn't a sound. It was the lack of it. The usual crickets and rustling leaves were gone. Even the wind felt like it had stopped. I pulled one earbud out and stood still. Nothing. Then I heard it. A footstep behind me. I whipped around. Nobody. Just the narrow road behind me, bathed in yellow streetlight, then blackness. I shook it off. Probably an animal. Or maybe my own echo bouncing weird off the trees. I kept walking. But then it happened again. This time, it wasn't just one step. It was a series of them. Quick, deliberate, then suddenly gone when I turned around. I even walked backward for a bit, scanning every inch of the road. Still nothing. Then the smell hit me. It was faint at first, like old meat or something rotting in the sun. But it got stronger with every step. I gagged and pulled my hoodie up over my nose. That's when the sound returned. Not footsteps this time, but breathing. Heavy, like someone with a chest infection. I stopped again. The breathing stopped with me. I was being followed. I knew it. I did the stupid thing. I ran. My sneakers slapped the pavement as I sprinted, ears straining for the breathing behind me. It came, louder now, like it was right at my back. I didn't dare turn around. I made it to the old bridge near the apartment complex, a rusted metal thing barely holding together over a dried-up creek. I slowed just enough to glance behind me. Still no one. I crossed the bridge, gasping for air, sweat freezing on my forehead. And that's when I saw it. Not a person, not even an animal. It was a shape. A tall, thin, human-shaped silhouette standing on the road just before the bridge. It didn't move, just stood there, watching. Then it stepped back into the woods and disappeared. I didn't sleep that night. I never walked home again. And 2 weeks later, the bridge collapsed under a pickup truck. Just like that. Gone. I was working the overnight shift at a 24-hour gas station in Nevada, somewhere between Reno and the middle of nowhere. Usually, the worst thing I had to deal with was some drunk guy trying to buy smokes without an ID. But this night, it was different. It started around 2:47 a.m. A white SUV pulled up to pump 3. It didn't turn off the engine. No one got out, just sat there, lights on, engine idling. I watched it for a full 10 minutes. Nothing. Then the bell above the door chimed, but no one came in. I checked the door, no one there. Then I looked back at the SUV, gone. No sound, no movement, just vanished. I checked the cameras. Here's the thing. The SUV never pulled in. It wasn't on the footage at all. But the bell? It rang. The log even recorded it. I started feeling sick, dizzy. My vision blurred for a second, like the world shifted a bit and snapped back. Then, at 3:14 a.m., the lights above the counter flickered and cut out. All of them. Only the emergency light stayed on, casting the store in a weird red glow. And the coolers? Every single glass door had a handprint on it. I stood there frozen. My radio crackled to life. White noise, then a voice. It whispered my name. Just once. Then silence. I hit the panic button under the register. Nothing happened. No alarm, no response. I turned to grab my phone, and there was a man standing behind the counter. Pale, eyes too wide, mouth hanging open like he was about to scream, but no sound came out. He blinked, and he was gone. I quit that morning. When my aunt passed away, she left me her farmhouse in rural Kentucky. I didn't want it. I barely knew her, and the house was falling apart, but I was broke and needed a place to stay while I figured out my next step. Blackroot Lane wasn't even on most GPS apps. You had to take an old dirt path off Route 47, past a barbed wire fence and an abandoned church with a caved-in roof. The house sat alone, surrounded by empty fields and dead trees. It didn't have electricity. I had to run a generator out back. No signal either. No calls, no texts, no internet. The first night, I slept in the living room. I didn't bother unpacking, just unrolled my sleeping bag and used my coat as a pillow. Around midnight, I heard something scratching at the back door. Not like an animal, not frantic or wild. This was rhythmic, slow. 1, 2. Pause, 1, 2. I ignored it. Figured it was raccoons or something. But then it moved to the window. Same pattern. 1, 2. Pause. 1, 2. I was frozen, too scared to check. I just sat there, eyes wide, praying it would go away. Then it stopped. Dead silence. I started to relax. Then every window in the house, every single one, was hit at once. Like fists pounding all around me. I screamed, ran for the front door, tried to yank it open, but it was stuck, like someone was holding it shut from the outside. And then, everything went quiet again. No pounding, no scratching. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat in the corner, holding a kitchen knife I found in one of the drawers. The next morning I walked the property. No footprints, no marks on the windows. But on the back of the generator, someone had carved a message into the metal. 3 words. You came back. I packed and left within the hour.